Welcome back, my fellow duplicants. Today, we're going to try to cool a volcano with steam and then use that with a heating loop and feed it on over to a steam turbine. It's just a crazy contraption. I want to see if it works. So let's get to it. Now, there's two corrections I need to make to the last video that I actually just uploaded, and that was averaging temperature loops, which it does work. We can average the loops inside the gas reservoir. However, in that video, I mentioned that the gas does not transfer thermal energy between, what's inside of it to the actual reservoir itself. And I slightly implied that that also doesn't transfer to the gas around it. However, that's not exactly true. As Jerry Rig mentioned on my last video here, it actually does transfer to the air within the bottom two tiles. Here, let me show you what's going on here. So I have two separate scenarios. I've got a gas reservoir here and a liquid reservoir, and they're both filled with extremely hot stuff. This is 446 degrees Celsius, and that's 464 degrees Celsius. So it's very, very hot. As you can see, the temperature inside of here is actually dropping. And what I'm doing is I'm using a Weezwort to keep the temperature in check. So these reservoirs are whatever this thermal transfer is highly insulated, but it's not perfectly insulated. So if I get rid of the Weezworts there, we will see that over time, the temperature in here is going to start going up higher and higher. Now this, when you're dealing with room temperatures, we're talking 0 to 20 degrees Celsius, that's why I didn't notice it. However, when you're talking extreme differences here, you will see that the temperature down here, it will slowly go up to the point where it could potentially destroy your liquid reservoir, or it will destroy your liquid reservoir over enough time, or it will just kind of heat up the rest of your base slowly. However, if it's in a vacuum, it doesn't heat up at all. So you can see that right there. But the trick to just using something like a bridge here is to have a good direction on your pipe. So for example, this one over here has an exit. You can kind of see how it just is filled up. And if I turn this on for just a moment, you'll see some gas is going to flow out. And then if I turn that off, as those gaps are around here, and they come back over the bridge, there you go, it refills it. So this thing is now full again. However, let's say you add a T to the system, and now, look at it, it's not really running that well. Or if you do this number right here, where you add a secondary option, yeah, you can see that's kind of weird. And one final thing that can definitely catch you off guard, and I'm sure I've done it more than a few times, is if I were to add a valve right here. So it seems like I have good direction, however you can see, not quite. Because coming out of this pipe right here, there's actually two directions that it can go. You can go around to this gas bridge and want to go in here and out there, or you can go over there. However, simply flipping that gas bridge should make this loop work, but in the opposite direction. But you can see it doesn't start up all by itself. If I empty this, there it goes. So now it's up and running. So let me just reload this and see if it starts up or if it actually is stopped because the loop is completely full. Yep, it does work. It can just be a little finicky, can't it? Anyhow, hopefully that helps you out a little bit more. I plan to use that over here, although I'm going to destroy all this and start it over. Destroy everything. Oh. Alright, so let's try two different volcanoes. One, and we'll do another one down here. So one of the methods that I've seen come up here in the comments a couple of times, so we got Orion Alexander here who posted this. And what this is putting hydrogen above the steam turbine in such a way that it fights the steam to keep it down. This creates a pressure difference and allows the thing to kind of flow continuously without actually pumping anything. Almost a little cheaty, but you know what? If it still works, then it's probably going to stick around for a while. I mean, it's already been here for a long time. Unless they completely change the steam turbines. I don't know. Let's give it a try. Okay, so as explained by him here, basically make the area a vacuum, which would be fairly easy to do so long as you haven't uncovered the volcano just yet. Because what we could do, right, if we were to just do this practically, that would not be there, right? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, bam, okay. Okay, so there's my chamber. Let's go ahead and throw the steam turbine inside of there, kind of like that. I don't know, my chamber is not quite like the picture, but we'll see if it works. Plugged in, it's not at the right temperature. If I try to fill this area now with steam, you'll see that it will condense right off the bat. Really? I spawned a gold volcano and it's already dormant. This one's too. Oh, come on. Next activity. 45 cycles? What? How about this one? 36 cycles? What? This is ridiculous. Can I get a volcano that works, please? How about a copper volcano? I would really just like one to run. Oh, come on. Here's what I'm going to do. One of these will run. Are you running? Yes. Okay, you're running. So I was looking back through the comments on this information here because I knew somebody else was doing it as well. Junked My Life actually made a video on this. I'll link it down there in the description below. He's got a little bit of a different setup here, but the key thing that he's saying right here is just fill this with about 10 kilograms per tile. And then once you add steam to it, it should balance out just right there at the top of the steam turbine, which is consistent with what I'm seeing over here, where that top of the turbine is actually in a different gas at a lower pressure. So if I put that bad boy right there, then if I fill this, where you at? Fill hydrogen. Let's say 10 kilograms. That's doable. You can see that the temperature here is definitely going to start going up. Now what I want to see is what happens when we add some liquid to this. Whoa, come on. Oh, come on, game. So I have 400 kilograms of water in here. Let's see if that's enough. Definitely having the water down there is enough to just turn this stuff right to refined metal. No big deal. And the temperature's not too ridiculous. You should be able to sweep this up. However, I need more water. All right. This is annoying. Tell you what, if you just paint it in correctly, there we go. So what I did here is I have 2 kilograms of hydrogen up top, and I tried to fill the rest of this with 2 kilograms of steam as well. Hopefully this thing will run again here pretty soon. Now let's just analyze it. There we go. All right, you know what? That's just kind of being a pain in the butt. Exactly how I know it will work. So if you keep it nice and tight, right, just like so, that should work. Okay, so I put 20 kilograms at the top there, and then this is just 20 kilograms of steam with 1 tile left open. Okay, so as this runs, you can see that this is fighting constantly for the same spot. And then once the temperature goes up high enough, it should just start to run. Okay, so it got hotter, but not enough. Yo, can I get a little bit more gold up in here? Let's try one of these big volcanoes, huh? That one's dormant too. I'm not having any luck. Come on. It's already midnight and I haven't made any progress on this video. Arrgh. How about you? Yeah? No? You? Anybody? I just want one working volcano. Aha, there we go. All right, don't let me down, big volcano. I know you can do it. This is like the world's slowest volcano down here. Jeez. This thing was working just a second ago. Come on. And it managed to erupt zero magma. Do volcanoes just not run anymore? Is that the new trend? Whoa, hey, that ran for like 2 seconds. Oh, yo. It wants to. Like it's trying. Oh, but just isn't doing it. Can you build a temp shift plate behind this? Yeah, looks like you can. Probably don't want to make it out of insulation though. Wham. Give that a try. Yeah! Oh. Alright, thermal sensor it is. But you gotta get above 300 degrees before you can even run. Actually, this is a good spot for a memory toggle switch. So once you go above a temperature, you'll become active. And then once you go back down below, let's say, to 60, you will deactivate. I was really trying to avoid automation. Nope. Not gonna happen. Dormant. Dormant. Huh? Dormant. How is it that I cannot find like an active volcano? What ridiculousness is this? This used to work. Why doesn't it work anymore? No! Wow, that ran for 5 seconds. How about that? Did you see that? Come on, pressure's rising. Whoa, ho, 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 how? Look at this. Finally, I have... No, never mind, I'm not gonna say that. Well, that transfer is terrible. Okay then. Thermal shift plate it is. Steel, there you are. Wham, there you go. Yeah, buddy! Ooh, it's trying hard. Like it's running. I don't know, that might be a little bit too tight. Like the hydrogen is all over the place. Let's see what happens if I expand this by 1 tile. See if I can keep that hydrogen up top. No, don't be under pressure. Okay, so now you know what you need now. Even though it's kind of ridiculous. Where is it? It's under shipping. You need a robo miner made of unobtainium, and you're just gonna put that right up there. Ha! Okay, so why does the hydrogen want to go down over there? Can we just do this number? No surprise there. Some of the hydrogen's been destroyed. I don't think it likes that. Maybe it likes this a little bit more. Let's try some other stuff here. If I deconstruct... The thing is, if you block the inlet pipe to this, it doesn't work anymore. It used to work. Oh, man. It's a new day. It's a new challenge. I'm done with this thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the steam turbine. It's really creative, using the hydrogen to keep the steam down. But I was never really a big fan of it in the first place, just because it seemed kind of cheaty. And let's be honest. I mean, are steam turbines even useful for anything besides meteor protection? Well, let's find out. So the whole idea of that original machine that I showed you, the contraption, I mean, whether it's useful or not, it doesn't matter. We don't need a reason to build cool stuff. We just need to build cool stuff. The idea is that you could take a loop of whatever, right? Store it inside of a gas reservoir, or liquid reservoir, whatever. And then once you have a nice big volume of hot stuff, then deliver it to something like a steam turbine. And at that point, cool it back down and get a little electricity out of it. It may take a long time to build up that much energy. So back to basics. Let's get this thing built. All right, so first things first, I need a volcano. So far the gold volcanoes have been disappointing, but let's hope this one is less disappointing. Next activity, 63 cycles? I'm disappointed already. If you put a volcano in a different spot, it should get different properties. There was some sort of thing about the pattern of where these volcanoes are located around the map. Haha, this one is active. Success. All right, we're gonna fill this bad boy with a vacuum because that makes sense. Don't worry about it, okay? All right, so now I need some radiant pipes. These bad boys are just gonna flow right on over this volcano. And then luckily, there's four tiles right there because I wanna do 4 different loops. Boom, just like that. Okay, so somewhere over here, what I want is a system just like this. Man, dupes, you guys are peeing all over the place. What's wrong with you? Just dig up some dirt and mop this mess up. Come on, guys. All right, so first things first, build your tanks and then surround it. A little bit different approach here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you put a tank there. Bam, just like that. I constantly get messages about what this tool is right here. This is the debug tool. If you just search that, you'll find a couple of videos on how to set this up in your game as well. You just press the backspace key or the delete key, whatever you want to call it. It's actually the backspace, if we're being real legit about it. And then that brings up this tool, and then I use Control F3 and F4 to do the instant build, instant destroy thing. That way you can just kind of build whatever. Okay, so now I'm gonna come from, well, I'm gonna go from the bottom to the top. Oh, this is just too logical here. I don't know if I can. There's a slight lack of spaghetti going on here. Aha! Found a moment where spaghetti's gonna happen here. Okay, good. Oh, wait. That works out. All these pipes and not a single bridge? What? This reminds me of like the last level of Earthbound for whatever reason. That was like my favorite game growing up. It was awesome, actually. Super Nintendo, great system. Okay, one of my favorites. I had a lot of, there were a lot of good games. I mean, I had like the Mega Man X's. Oh, good stuff. I started with the NES, but that Super Nintendo, that was like mind-blowing. Star Fox in 3D, are you kidding me? Amazing. All right. So in order to fill this loop here, I need to have an inlet, but we need to make sure that we have a good loop, right? So it goes, this has a direction. It's going this way, this way, this way, this way. And whatever I use to fill this has to maintain a good direction. That's what we learned over here, right? Same sort of thing that we applied right here. It's always has to have a good direction. If you have a good direction, it'll keep flowing around and around and be nice and happy. What other systems did I have? I never had a Sega Genesis. It was the NES, Super Nintendo, Sega Saturn. Wow, yeah. I still have it, actually. It's somewhere over there. I could plug it in and probably play like that Daytona race game. Good stuff. Oh, I think I have the original PlayStation? Yeah. No. Maybe? I might have. At one point. Definitely had the N64, though. That was legit. The original Smash Brothers. Those were good times. All right. So now I need to fill this with gas. Not just any gas. It needs to be steam. So if I have a cool steam vent over here, and annoyingly I'm running out of room. Whatever. Did I have a PlayStation 2? I must have gone N64. No, I did. I did have a PS2. Yep. Definitely had that. And that was the last system I had for a very long time, because I got into PCs after that. And once you go Master Race, you never go back. Except for I have an Xbox. Psh, don't worry about it. All I will do is watch Netflix on that thing. Which is redundant, because smart TV. Whatever. Whoa, can I just do this? Does this work? I'm creating a tunnel. That's what I'm doing. A tunnel for steam. Oh, this is tricky. Ooh, check this out. Bam. Oh, does that work? I know I just got out of the shower, but this is like kind of impressing myself right now. That relaxed state of mind. That's where all the good ideas come from. Like, if you can figure out how to relax, you'll be really creative. Bam. There we go. One cool steam vent coming right up. And we're going to want to have 2 gas pipes in here. Two pumps is what I want to say. Clear selections. And then because we always want to have some automation somewhere. Bam. There we go. We really don't need 2, just need 1. With the wire, boom, just like that. If you are above 1 kilogram, voila, you're gonna run. Oh, this is working out good. Okay, so now I'm going to make the assumption that we're able to make this within a vacuum. Let's say you filled this area with steam, and then you cooled it down. Well, actually, let's just try to do that real quick. If we just do this, boom, just like that, and then you do something like a mesh tile down here, like so. Clear the floor, and then you just fill this with steam. Right, boom, just like that. It's kind of hot. But you'll see that you'll eventually, well, destroy everything because it's too hot. We're going to make these tanks out of steel because we can. Bam. Aha, see? So if you fill a room with steam or something and then you cool it down enough, you'll be left with a vacuum. That's pretty cool. Of course, you have to make sure that it's 100% steam before you cool it. All right, what's wrong here? You're going in, out, out. So I need to be able to detect whether or not this is, so if you do something like this, boom, 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 and then the pipes come out here and there. Yeah. And then the gas pipe thermal sensors are placed right here, 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 and there. Wow. Okay, so I've got a bit of a problem right here. This is a nasty bridge. Ah, I knew I was going to run into some spaghetti. Destroy everything. There, if I bring it down like this, then I should have enough space. Okay, good. Now I can have a couple of tunnels right there and there. Probably could have made that just a little bit tighter, but whatever. So that is my steam out. So if this is above 300, then it will activate. So where's that steam turbine? Ah, it's over here. Maybe I want to reroute some pipes here real quick. And then if I put a steel pump right there and a steel pump right there, then I can run these out and it can fill the same systems as well. So I'll do this number there, there, and just like that. And then that pipe goes there and this one combines into that one. Boom. Hot stuff. I like it. And then we're going to deliver the steam to the turbine with some high pressure vents. Nice. Now, inside of here, I think what I might want to do is have a memory toggle. And what I want to do is say the atmos sensor to turn on and then the atmos sensor to turn off. So if this goes below, oh, let's say 4,000, and it won't become active until we are above 19,000. One last thing up here, I need to have automation. I guess I got rid of that. And what I want to say is that if this is above 500 grams, then those will run. Boom. Oh, no. I need some power. Check the temperatures. Everything's handy. Everything's going to work. All right, so let's see if the ridiculous steam contraption will actually work. What do I call this? Steam loop? Let's see if the steam loop works. Alrighty, so here we go. We got the steam. It's flowing in from the vent over there. Yes, and it's now starting to fill the tanks and they're flowing. Whoa, I got a problem. Why? What? Oh. Okay, so this is the problem. Because there's two outs. Gotta pay attention. See, that fixed it. Now that one just happens to work already. Okay. And a lot of cold damage. Well, crap. That's okay, because I need steam in here to begin with. Just wasn't really planning to fill it like that. People wondered what happens when you get a phase change inside of a pipe. This is what happens. No! Stop cold damage! Gosh darn it. Nearly got them all fixed. Come on. Dude, you're so rude! I wish there was a way to like automatically repair in debug mode. Oh well, just ignore that. No, wait, I got it. Deconstruct. That didn't work at all. Don't worry about it, okay? Just don't worry about it. A little bit of damage didn't hurt anyone. So, we want to clear the floor out. Oh, and you know the other thing I wanted to have inside of here? This might actually help the pipe situation too. I wanted to have some thermal shift plates. Now, if you can build them behind the volcano, that would actually work pretty good. Whoa. Oh no. Oh no! I mean, well, that's like causing some problems. If I clear the floor real quick before we get some gold in there. There we go. See, now the temperature shift plates are nice and hot. Maybe the pipes just won't explode this time. Come on, warm up. You can do it. I guess you wouldn't necessarily be able to build right here. Yeah, because isn't that like neutronium underneath those things? Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's a minor detail. Okay, plan B. We're running insulated pipes down there. And then they go radiant once they get to the volcano. Alright, so how's this system working? Everything's working out pretty good. Don't quite have enough steam. I've got some extra steam in this one and extra steam in that one, but these do not have any extra steam in them. That's because we don't have a tick-tock. The pipe is blocked. Darn it! That's what you need. Does this thing not work if you have that? Don't tell me. Okay, but what happens if I do it here? It stops! I knew I designed this for a reason. Gotta go back to the comments, edit the response. Darn it. Well, crap. Now I need to have an overflow loop. Just like I originally had. I think I talked out of it. But I learned some new stuff, so it was definitely worth it. See, I knew I tested that before, and then I just like, this is just a really complicated game. And when you combine like all the crazy possibilities you can do at the exact same time in a game like this, like, it's really hard to keep track of what works and what doesn't work and why things are the way they are and why I might have done things the way I did them because I might have forgotten why I did it. Anyhow, the whole reason, the only way to get this gas reservoir to fill up that I know of currently is to have that tick-tock motion on the inlet side of the pipe. And the only way to keep this loop from stopping flowing, the only way to keep this loop flowing continuously while having a tick-tock motion right there is to make sure that the loop itself is not completely full. It has to have an open space for the gas to figure out where it needs to go next. So if this was to actually become false, I think I'll see this one back up, right? Or it won't fill the tank because this will never, yeah, here, stop being true. Once you become completely full, okay, so that is just about full. Okay, what's gonna happen? Is it gonna stop or is it just gonna keep going? Well, it's flowing over here to the left. Ah, it stopped! Ha! I feel vindicated. But now, my design needs to get more complicated. Crap. Man. And there was like, this was so organized. I mean, it's kind of spaghetti-y, but you can make it out. It's like a circuit board, right? Circuit boards have logic and stuff, because that's what they're about. Where do I put it? Okay, so to do the I'm not going to back up loop, I need tick-tock. The pipes are blocked. Let me just recreate what I had there, because it was slightly refined. I had a gas shut-off valve. Actually, it was right there, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. I need to make that again times 4, and then figure out how to get that to the inlets. All right. Hang on. This is where you delete everything, and you try again. Don't stick with the same crappy solution you've already come up with. Just take what you've learned and do it again, but this time do it a little bit better. That's like the #1 rule, if anything, I've learned about, design and stuff in the world of engineering, is that it's okay to delete and try again, right? There's nothing wrong with that, so long as you learn from what you did last time. I'd say it's a crucial part of any really good system I've come up with. Okay, so a vacuum. Okay, so now I need that. What does that look like when you flip it on the side? Do I want to flip it on the side or do I just want to build it 4 times up top? Okay, we're just going to flip it just to build 1 to start with. So return line, skips over, goes to tank. However, over here, 1, 2, and then it bridges back. And then for the automation, we have a buffer gate and also runs to a filter gate, just like so. Because on these pipes, I have an element sensor right there and right there. And I can't give me. Crap. Did I say filter gate? I meant a NOT gate. Now, can I just connect that to that? Will that work? I think that'll work. And you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to make a blueprint of it. And then I'm going to upload it to Blueprints Not Included, so you guys can go ahead and download that or just take a picture of it because it has a purpose. Okay. I'm going to call it the Loop Overflow Shutoff. And then I'm going to find it. Aha! Now I got to figure out where I'm going to put these other inlets and exits. Well, that's going to really space things out, isn't it? Yes, what an amazing tool. I really, really hope that at one point in this game, they're going to come up with a blueprint system that you can use in the actual normal game itself. That would be a, oh boy, don't click that button. That would be really helpful. You know, if you get a good design and you can just kind of record it and or whatever, and you know why. Oh my gosh, you guys play these games all the time. I don't need to explain it. No, don't go there. Yes. Okay, good. That will fill things. This will go to the first one. Oh, getting a little desperate. Getting a little desperate. Come on now, you go over here. Now, all I just one more. What? What happened there? No, I didn't say that. There we go. Nice and simple. Easy, I like it. I'm gonna build this in my base for sure. Now, just add power. Dun, 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 figure out how to get it there. All right, there we go. Nice and simple. Look at this thing. It's working out. So the gas is now flowing up and over here and over there. And it will eventually flow. Yeah. I mean, this makes a lot of sense. Clearly. I didn't say it was practical. Never made that promise. So some of this stuff is like really hot. We do have a fair bit of steam here. And the temperature is, it really isn't that bad. I mean, this thing started off kind of cold, and that's can be a problem. So this is continuing to fill up. It's got a little tick-tock motion going there. What do we got? We got one that's having an issue down here. Yeah, there's the one. There's one. It's just right. All right. Now everything's up and running, I think. You know what? This system over here isn't running fast enough. Look, it's trying to put out more steam than what I'm pumping. Problem solved, and I also see an excellent spot. Ooh, for some batteries. Let's go with some big ones, though. Because the question everybody's going to want to know at some point here is, will it be self-powering? I'm going to bet a whole lot of money on no, but we'll find out. Fake money, you know, like Monopoly stuff. At least with a gold volcano. This might need to have 4 pumps as well. Oh, complex. Hey, you can just disable. You don't need to be running. So are any of these full yet? No, they're not. So the one thing I've noticed here, and this is important, it's because now that I'm filling up these big gas reservoirs with a lot of steam, the temperature overall is quite a bit cooler. We saw when we were just running a loop without filling up the actual reservoirs, it was offloading quite a bit of steam over here to the right, to where it could just, to where it would be off to the right. So maybe a giant room full of a lot of steam is the right way to go, and then you just use a atmosensor. Maybe. It's probably a slightly more simple plan than this. Okay, so this system, I forgot to select the sensor type, or the gas type on those gas type sensors. Those need to be set to steam. So these right here, they need to be looking for steam. Looks like my latest print finished. Just a little prop wrench for my drones. Can you believe that I have over 800 hours on this little Ender 3 now? This thing's just been a champ. Ah! Poop! I gotta redo my pumps. And the automation. Da, 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 da. Save it again. Da, 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 da. Oh yeah, and finish the pipe. No! Crap. You go there. Disable. Now save. Yeah. Running these experiments is always so simple. Alright. Fill her up. Okay, so this loop here, you can see it's still running even though it's filled up. So that one is completely filled up. This one here will soon fill up. Okay, yep. Let's just slow it down. Ha ha ha! Boom! That's what I'm talking about. So now all I have to do is wait for this steam, which means that this volcano, which luckily for me is going to keep running for a while, just needs to keep producing more gold. So this is interesting. The steam inside of here and inside of here, everything's just all the exact same temperature, which is what we'd expect. There we go. We got a little bit more gold. The temperature's going up. And if we take a look at one of these tanks, ooh, it's gone up to 200 and something degrees. Let's turn this off just for a moment. Think this thing will be self-powering? I only bet my imaginary life savings on it. So it was 222. Let's see what it goes up to. Looks like it's going to be about 249. So we're getting 27 degrees Celsius about every time this thing erupts. So there was a volcano calculator that somebody, where was that? So while I'm waiting for, okay, so while we're waiting for that to happen, this is actually a gold volcano, not a geyser, but that'll be fine. Gold volcano, RT eruption. I guess that was too much to type. Eruption period, 41 seconds of 871. Active period, 47.7. Every 90.7 cycles. Again, cal. You could have typed calculate. No. Average second output, 0.27 kilograms a second. 270 grams a second. Oh, buddy, we're going down the math wormhole now. Let's go to gold. Gold solid. Mystery units. 270. 129. 34.8 DTUs per second is what I'm coming up with. Okay, so what does a steam turbine consume? Is it going to tell me? No, of course it's not. But let's find out. Steam turbine producing no information. Wait a minute. Whoa, stuff's happening. All right, so slow her down a little bit. We've had some reach 300 degrees, and it's now flowing out here to the right. Yes, so the pressure is increasing. The temperature is rising slowly. Don't let me down. 250, yes. Okay, so it's hot enough, and I'm out of power. Yet, we still just made it. Over 19 kilograms. So now the steam turbine is powering up. It's probably going to need a lot of batteries. So the smart batteries are slightly more efficient because they don't bleed off as much power. Yada, yada, yada. You guys know the stuff. So because I have the opportunity, I'm going to swap over to smart batteries. Made of steel. And a lot more made of steel. Bingo. All right, so here we go. It's about to power up. Ooh, okay. So it's running. It's under pressure. Why is it under pressure? That's because these are running. Let's just disable that. Let's say we connect those in automation somehow. Actually, once this thing's full up, we don't need to run this at all. It's pointless. That can just stay deactivated from now until forever. Oh, but the temperature goes down. It's not hot enough. Come on, steam turbine. Not to say I told you so, but that was underwhelming. Okay, so I've put a little bit of power into the smart batteries. All right, here we go again. I got some more flow. Ooh, they're all running too. This is working as intended. And the gas is flowing out. Beautiful, and the power, it's running. The temp, no. Why you gotta be like that? Steam turbine, why you gotta be all conductive across its two spots? You're cooling yourself down. I'm feeding you as hot as stuff can get, man. Hold up. Oh, I need another one. All right, I rigged up another one. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna do myself a little bit of a favor here. We're gonna make this a little bit hotter. So the system is slightly less full than it was before. Here, we'll bring in a little bit more. So this is flowing in. It's a little bit higher temperature now, right? Steam turbine's nice and high. Temperature's going up. 270. We're up to 280. That's looking pretty good. It's probably not going to get much better than this. Am I going to keep my imaginary life savings or not? Hey, it's running. No, now it's under pressure. So that went under pressure. This is below 10,000. So if we just plan for it, okay? If I go above real quick, this is like so not balanced. What if I just do this? So now I have like all my steam over here. I need more steam. Great, and I'm completely out of power. Dun dun dun. Okay, so what I need to have there, instead of all of that, I just need to have a power shut off. And then an automation wire that runs from here to there. And this is active if it's 0, standby if it's above 50. Okay, so now I'm getting some more in. That'll be great. Okay, we've activated the memory toggle switch, so this should run for a little while. And now it's starting to struggle a little bit, but the current pressure, maybe that needs to be set more to 13,000? And I'm out of power. Darn it. It got close. Like it was actually, I mean, okay, it got close because I gave it a giant boost to begin with. That's why. Yeah, so this thing is not self-powering at all. Like, not even close. Let's just take a look at the reports. That should tell us everything we need to know. So today, power usage was... Steam turbine used power. What? Okay, so that was 79.2. However, I used 185. Wow. Okay. Day before, steam turbine 61.6, but I used 169. So yeah, not really even close. So that makes me think even if this was super hot, like just an unlimited heat source. Here, we'll paint in magma. All right, we're just gonna paint some of that magma in there with no germs. You don't want germs in your magma. That'd be real interesting. All right, so that's gonna boost up that temperature inside there. Like, so long as you have a nice shift plate or something. There you go. Boom, 1,000 degrees. Yeah, now we're talking. Okay, good deal. We're just gonna get rid of this wire. If it's possible, it's gonna happen now. At all. I mean, we're pumping this in at like 500 degrees Celsius. Look at that. Okay, so that's running, that's stopped. My gas pumps are destroying themselves. Minor details, don't worry about that. Okay, I gotta replace my pumps. It's gonna sap a little bit of heat out of those, but we'll make it out of like ridiculousness. There we go. All right, so it's running again, and it shut off. Oh, that isn't good. And we're out of power. Useless! So you know what that means? This thing's a piece of crap! Take that, steam turbine! See if I ever even try to ever use you again. Still can block meteorites though, so it has a purpose. It just isn't for producing power. Ah! So much frustration! Alright, so what did we learn? Well, I think we learned a little bit more about the loops. Yes, you can make a cooling loop that is simple and easy to fill to the maximum. If you want to fill up a tank, though, you do actually need to have some sort of overflow automation thingamabob there. So that it doesn't stop. Maybe, unless somebody has another solution, but that's the only one I know of. And steam turbines still suck. Like, you want to know how to fix the steam turbine, in case somebody's listening? You have an inlet and an outlet, and then you just run a pipe to it. And you can run that pipe in at, let's say, it has to be at least 200 degrees Celsius, and then it comes out at a lower temperature or something like that. I mean, like the same way it works right now, just without all this goofy mechanics here. I mean, we can, now that we can put steam in a pipe, it makes more sense to run it through a pipe and require a certain flow. It has to be, you know, let's say 1 kilogram tiles, so these tiles have to be full. Like, that would be reasonable. But even when you can supply it with hot steam, hot steamy steam, it like doesn't even produce enough power to power the pumps to vacate it. Not that this was about a steam turbine, but well, there we have it. Hopefully you guys found this video somewhat informative or just plain enjoyable, and if I've earned your subscription, then thank you so much for that. If you got some crazy ideas, you know where to leave it down in the description below. I mean, I don't even have to, I mean, you guys just do that. Anyhow. Turbines. Come on. Ah! Ooh, that was cool.